But let me ask you a question, a straightforward question. I want a straightforward, honest answer.
That's all I give.
Do you believe in me when I say what I do about what I've experienced?
I don't believe anybody. I don't. I mean, I'm the one person that doesn't believe the Patterson film is real.
So you're a skeptic, more or less.
I believe my own eyes. I'm not a skeptic. I've had experiences. I don't believe anybody. Because we're human. It doesn't mean anything to me.
Mm-hmm.
My objective is to have an encounter. And I've been doing this since 2004.
Yeah.
I've been on a lot of expeditions. I've been with a lot of groups.
Have you had those encounters, though?
Yes.
Have you seen one?
I've seen eye shine.
Well, I've seen
that
eye
was
shine.
8 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
That there's no other explanation for.
Yeah. That's
It
well, we've
was-
seen eye shine in Mississippi. On the Tim Sermons expedition.
Yeah, I saw this in Oklahoma in January 2009
Yeah.
with Maverick at Stillwell. I don't know, were you in
I
Stillwell?
was at Stillwell.
Yeah, that's where we were.
Okay.
And me and 5 other people, Big Jim and 3 others. I don't remember who it was. I think Bobby Lee was there too, DW's wife. We were walking up a road, and it was 10 p.m. We weren't really researching. We were just walking. We had stepped away from camp for a few minutes, and we were just kind of walking along, and we go up this incline. It was a gravel road like this. We go up an incline to the main highway. We get to the edge of this highway, and we all saw it at the same time. There were these 2 eyes across the highway staring back at us. Big eyes, and there were these reeds. It was January. Everything was dead, but there were these reeds that they were behind. They were above these reeds. The reeds were white, and so they were reflecting back really brightly, and so it was causing the contrast kept us from really seeing anything else other than these 2 eyes glowing, staring back at us. I saw it for a split second. I saw it for literally 1 second. I saw 2 eyes, then I saw 1, then I saw none. And what happened was it turned its head, and it was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And your heart starts pounding when you see that. People ask why don't you have video of it? Well, we saw it for a split second, and you don't realize what's going on. Am I in danger? Where's my equipment? You have a split second to react. And if you're not walking around prepared with a video camera or audio at the moment that you see it, the chances of you capturing it are slim to none. And so we saw it. I had parabolic mic with me. I grabbed my parabolic mic and I threw it up there and threw my headphones on. I'm listening. I listened for 20 seconds thinking, oh, it's gone. There's no way. I didn't hear anything. And I reach up and grab my headphones, and I'd put them on with the headphones facing out. And so, I'm like, well, I didn't hear anything because of that, and might have heard it running away if I had the parabolic mic on properly, the headphones on properly. So you just never know. But it's not that I don't believe people. It's that I know that in order to have an experience, I have to rely on my own senses. I have to rely on myself and not what other people are telling me. I don't believe the Patterson film is real. I think it's a total hoax, and it's not because. The reason is I looked into it myself, and I've made my own decision on it based on the fact that Bob Hieronymus passed a lie detector test on live television. The old man, it's just not. You just don't pass lie detector tests on a whim. That means a lot. Is it completely the reason? It's not the total reason, but the other reason is I heard him and Phil Morris talk about how they did it for 2 hours in an interview, and they answered every single question, and they explained exactly how they did it. And whenever somebody would be, well, it doesn't make sense or whatever, they just laugh it off and say, well, you can believe what you want. And they were very convincing to me. The other thing is, why are these 2 guys doing it? You got an old cowboy that lives in a little one-horse town that he got together with some filmmaker, Philip Morris, who builds costumes for a living, to create a hoax, to decide that they were going to join up on this. Those 2 guys have nothing in common. There's no reason for them to have worked together to create a hoax, to do this. They don't have any mutual benefit. There's so many flags out there that say that this thing is a hoax that, to me, it's a hoax. Mm-hmm. The fact that he passed a lie detector test is huge. And then the guy who filmed it, everybody knows he was out to make money shooting Bigfoot films.
Sure, yeah.
The circumstantial evidence is there.
Yeah.
And then you hear people talk about the technology. Look, I've been doing web development and using Photoshop for years and years and years. I know there's plenty. He's got lucky in the way that this thing seems to be real. The way it walks supposedly can't be done. Bob Hieronymus walked on film, and he looks exactly like the way the thing walks.
Yeah, he does,
in my
amazingly.
head. So you can't add up 1 and 1 and 1 and have it equal 4. It will equal 3 every time.
So would you say? Let me ask you this question then. So would you say for every
10, let's say, researchers, maybe half of one are legitimate, real, they've witnessed or seen something?
I have no idea.
Or would you say that scale's much higher? Because my question's always been, I didn't get into this because I didn't have nothing else to do. I got plenty to do. I got into it because I saw something that I couldn't explain, and that it totally unraveled my thought process of what I thought I knew. And there's no doubt in my mind what I saw.
Let me put it this way. So people used to believe the world was flat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Columbus probably wasn't the first to figure out that it was round, right?
Mm-hmm.
He probably had sailors coming back saying, it's round. But what does that mean to Christopher Columbus? What does it mean to people on the shore? People, it's round. Well, so what? Everybody else thinks it's flat. What does that mean to me? It means nothing. I mean, I could talk about, yeah, it's round. I don't care. I want to be the one that's sailing on the boat to figure it out for myself. It means nothing to hear stories. Nothing to me. I don't care about stories. I want to plan the trip with people to get in the boat and go and find out that it's not flat. To find out that there's a horizon line, and at some point you will no longer be able to see land, which proves that it's round.